we want to ask the question?
These honestly, the first one's not even really questions.
No.
It's just them finna attack us about something.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that we're
Yeah.
attacking?
Yeah.
that we get
It
a
honestly
music
is.
intervention.
Oh,
It
yeah,
genuinely
yeah.
is the music intervention.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say, if we won't attack you, Gordon will attack you.
I'm not gonna attack
I'll throw my chair.
you. To be fair, I have not heard Imagine Dragons since Radioactive, so
It's not good anymore.
yeah, and haven't heard any other Imagine Dragons song besides Radioactive.
Oh,
So I can't say that they're not necessarily a good band. Do you guys know any other bands?
no, we just all have like oddly similar music taste. It's weird.
Like what are some other bands or just artists? And it can't be old, like ones not really count.
It can't be.
Can be.
Oh, it can.
I spent like 3 days crying about Daft Punk breaking up
Aww.
because I'm a huge Daft Punk
Yeah,
fan.
Daft Punk. I'm into that.
And then it was like, haha, after 28 years they're gone. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
and I like texted my mom about it for like an hour and a half. I was just being sad as
So
fuck
do you
about
guys
it.
know like Strokes?
That's my
Blah blah.
two strings, so hopefully you
We can easily answer this question real quick.
But
None.
the Lost and Found Improv commented, lit.
It's freaking awesome.
Dude, that's Jenna.
Yeah.
That's straight Jenna.
Awesome.
What'd she say?
She said, what Shakespeare plays do you like?
Oh, that is Jenna Nielsen.
Jenna, she's watching the videos now.
Yeah.
I told her about it in improv on
Is
Friday.
it love me some Jenna? Is it dog hair?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Sweet.
This is gonna be a really impromptu feeling
Yeah.
episode because this is all going in.
So, what Shakespeare plays do we like? Or not?
Good
because-
ones.
Sorry, Jenna.
Not Midsummer Night's Dream. I heavily dislike Midsummer Night's Dream. It makes no sense.
I like Hamlet because we did it in a very interesting way in high school, but it's
See,
still
we did-
Shakespeare, you know.
So we did Midsummer, but the fairies were supposed to be like steampunky was the vibe we were going for. So I had like some shit. I had to do like prosthetics for the first time. So I had like some shit on my head and my arms, and it flat out looked like I got shot.
Oh my god.
Like it looked like somebody like bust a cap in my head. It was
That's so
bad. And like it would always be like half peeling off, like halfway through the night.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, I'm like out of costume, and I have to just like rip it off like a fucking band-aid. And shit hurts so bad. For Midsummer Night's Dream, I hate it basically solely because of the fucking costume.
Sweet. She answered it. Thank you. Thank you.
That was okay.
Is she watching it like right now?
No, it was one day
Yes,
ago.
because that's episode 1.
Yeah, so that was episode 1 where we were like, Dr. T, what are you?
You started a sentence and I was like,
No, I also wore prosthetics for the Tempest, and I remember I just played football, so I have like this Chuck Liddell mohawk. So it's got like this like mohawk, and my sides are bald, and I run for facial hair, and I'm 16 like a weirdo,
that's like
and they decided to put the tribal tattoos that the set designer made on the set. So all the tribal like symbols on the platforms were all tatted on my head.
Nice.
For life,
the real tattoo.
yeah.
They're still big.
No, they hennaed me, so they gave me a henna tattoo, and then before critical, I would trace with Sharpie, so people can see it.
Just like
Yeah, it was pretty sick. But I wore prosthetics while having that on my forehead and my cheek and my chin right here. It was like a big ass bulge, like warts. Yeah, it was probably like this big on each one. Like, oof, it looked like the kid from Fairy Odd Parents.
the kid with the boil.
Yeah, with the boil.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite Shakespeare play.
I think mine is Hamlet.
I like Hamlet.
Hamlet's pretty cool. Hamlet also makes, I don't know.
Sexist, yes.
I like two plays
I
that
think it
are
makes more
based
sense.
on Hamlet. So I like by extension,
It makes the most sense, like historically wise.
by extension, I like Hamlet because two of my favorite plays are are based around or about Hamlet. Because like my favorite play is I Hate Hamlet, which is a show that's based around like a dude that's playing Hamlet. And like he's a film actor, so he's like horrible at it.
Oh, that's funny.
And so the ghost of John Barrymore is like, yo, what's up? I'm here to help. And then he like steals his girlfriend, even though he's a
You
ghost.
said John Barrymore, and I was like, the ghost of Drew Barrymore.
That'd be even weirder. And the omelet murder case, which is it's Hamlet, but like a 20s crime drama thing. So like like Maltese Falcon or like magazine crime stories
Yeah.
that are like about like detectives and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just like stupid and raunchy. It's just a really weird, funny spoof of Hamlet. The main character is Shakespeare, private investigator, and he's investigating a murder it's
Shakespeare.
he's
That's funny.
Shake in quotations because it's his nickname and his last name is Spear.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What was his first name?
It doesn't say. He never says his
Come
first name.
on!
I
Where's
assume
the
it's
writing?
Will.
Oh, that's great.
I wish Olivia was here.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it makes
Olivia
sense, really,
is not here again.
Not that it doesn't feel like bottom of the barrel, but like
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
like imagine like watching the episodes and seeing you guys there, and I'm like, wow, I can't wait to be there and annoy all of them. And then now I'm only annoying 3 out of 4. It's like sad, but I'll annoy you when you get back.
It's a C average, not 3 out of 4.
Yes, I hear some. We love
You guys have any questions for us?
Oh my god.
That's not
That you
typed.
would go like.
Oh yeah.
That we didn't answer last time you guys were on.
No, I mean, most of it's been answered in your guys' episodes, to be honest. But not at least like your life. I mean, most of it at least. I would say, what brought you guys to Adams? What was the deal there? Because
That's kind of like that's a bit of a unison story for us.
yeah. I'm a transfer student.
Yeah.
I come from CNN, which is the Central New Mexico Community College.
Mhm.
And I transferred from my sophomore and junior year because my mom was friends with Judy Richardson, who was the professor before George came here. So
She's
George,
my assistant.
so George took Drew's job before I got here.
Yeah.
So my mom and Drew used to be college friends, and when my mom was going to college for undergrad. And she was really good friends with Drew. They were all in the theater department when she was in college. And she was just like, we should go check out the school. And so I came here. I watched Dracula. I watched Beauty and the Beast. I watched
39.
39. Yeah, 39. I watched all the student shows for the fall semester of I think 2018. And then even the spring of 2019, I saw some.
So you saw Heart's Desire and
Yes.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
So you saw me slap a bitch?
Yeah.
Hey.
So Chris was seeing me in shows way before I knew him. Definitely.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I just really enjoyed watching, I guess, other schools work. So it just kept drawing me back here, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll come here. Drew seems nice, and Dr. T was pretty kind to me, and yeah, so yeah, it was a pretty easy decision, I thought.
Very fun.
Do you want to field a Gwen or shall the three of us tell our weird little
Yeah.
joint story about it?
Oh,
Because we all
I
have
guess-
like branches that just
Yeah.
like intersect at a certain point.
Yeah.
What makes it intersect?
So, I mean, we can all tell like our little branch first. So I didn't think I wanted to do theater in high school for a while, like until my junior year. So like I was set on like I want to do anthropology. Like I want to major in anthropology and play in the dirt and like learn about ancient civilizations and stuff because I'm a huge history buff.
That's it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to play in dirt.
And I was like, dude, playing in dirt all the time, like, I could be like, what if I get a show like Josh Gates, who's one of my heroes? I love that guy. He's fucking great. So I was like set on like acting is a hobby, right? And then my junior year came around, and I was like, no, this is what I'm like. This is the thing that I'm actually good at. Like, I'm good at school, I'm pretty smart, but I'm not like, I was like, my goals were so lofty. I was like, I want to go to Princeton for anthropology. And I was like, but New Jersey? Like, ugh. Yeah. I'm not cut out for New Jersey, I'm going to tell you that. And also just like, I didn't, because sports didn't work, which was an original thing for me because I'm really passionate about, I'm really passionate about like football and lacrosse, but I'm not great at it and clearly not built for it, if you've seen my frame.
I feel like you football. Soccer.
I'm horrible at it though, it's why,
really?
yeah, I suck.
So
I can't, I know, it seems,
tall.
I know, I'm horrible.
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics, I didn't start early enough.
You have to start.
You gotta start young as hell.
Basketball.
I'm too white.
Basketball.
Too white.
My pigmentation is wrong.
Baseball.
Just running?
Running is what I'm built for, but
Oh, yeah.
I
I'm
think
not.
your biggest passion is
I
running.
hate running.
I don't like running though. I'm good at running. I always was. I ran cross country in middle
Well,
school.
that's good.
I ran cross country in middle school and then dated a chick that ran cross country in high school, but she's nuts.
Cool.
I did cross country in middle school. Fucking hated it.
I tore my groin playing flag football and then I ran cross country on it anyway, and that was a horrible choice.
Oh,
I-
yeah, that.
The only injuries I got from sports were like, I got concussion and I fractured my tibia in my,
Oh my God.
and my ankle right here.
Owie.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew where the tibia was when you said that.
It's
I
your,
thought it was.
it's your big shin bone.
It's the
Yeah, it's the
But
Yeah.
it's flared, that was down my
Yeah.
ankle.
Yeah, and then like only further evidence that I shouldn't play sports, I've dislocated my shoulder partially once and completely twice. So probably not cut out for it, but yeah. So my junior year, the season was, I think we did, junior year it was Fox on the Fairway, Peter and the Starcatcher, and then 2 musicals, and I'm not a musical person.
Fox on the Fairway is hilarious.
I was Dickie.
That's a really funny.
Yeah, and then also we did Little Mermaid that year, and I assistant directed it.
Oh, it's sick.
And I think
Oh, that's
that
fun.
was a big turning point for me where I was like, no, this is like the one thing that I've been passionate about in a long
I
time.
love it. Right
I
there.
like directing.
I'm so conflicted on what I want to do after college, like what I want to be. I don't know if I want to act or direct, and I think I'm leaning further and further toward directing.
I mean, you
Well-
got all 3 years.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel myself leaning more and more towards directing, despite the fact that I love performing. I just really like
And to be able
like,
to get to be a director, you do have to act
Know
in a
what the
bunch
fuck
of
you're
shows,
doing,
act in
yeah.
a bunch of shows in a company, and then you're like, hey, can I assistant direct the show? And then they're like, fucking, I guess.
yeah.
Fucking actor assistant directing.
Yeah, but yeah, so like I'm really excited for the senior thesis thing. But yeah, I kind of decided I wanted to do theater, and then it was like UNC was the only thing I thought about. It was like the only college that
We were
I
talking about this.
You went to
Yeah.
like North Carolina?
No,
University
Northern
of
Colorado.
North Carolina? Colorado.
Northern Colorado. And it was
Yeah.
like, and I senior year state FES con, I auditioned. I did my college audition,
Oh.
and it didn't really go that well. Like I in my opinion, I bombed it.
I love college auditions.
I was just like really disappointed with it, and because I had rehearsed it so well like 4 times in a row right before, and then I went in and I biffed it. I didn't get a call back from UNC. Was not, and this is gonna sound really shitty that I was so disappointed with this. I got 13 callbacks, and I thought that because one of them wasn't UNC,
Yeah.
I was like, I bombed it.
But UNC is like a dick.
They're
Oh,
mean
they are.
as
They're
hell.
mean. You can't act in anything until you're a senior. You can't design anything until you're a senior. It's like,
Mm.
it's just, I think it's much more.
This is a way more welcoming
Yeah.
environment, which
Yeah,
is why
and
I
it just
take it.
benefits you more because then you have years under your belt of designing and
Yeah.
tech and working in the spaces. Like you guys even started in like first 2 weeks you were here, right?
Yeah, but, like,
you're a
the first
freshman
thing
at
we
UNC.
do-
You don't get to touch a light until you're a junior, you know.
Mm.
So it's like, and because they have like 200 people in their theater.
It's insane, yeah.
Yeah, it's
And you're basically
definitely-
a number. Like
Yeah.
they don't really get to know you
Yeah.
at all unless you're a senior. And then one of the callbacks was out of state,
Mhm.
and my theater teacher, Miss Hudson, and our choir director at the time, we had 3 that year. people don't stay in our performing arts department as teachers because Highlands Ranch doesn't pay them enough. But like they were like, no, you should really go check out UNC, and I went, and the only professor that was there for me to talk to was David.
You were in Adams.
Adams State. I went and I talked to David for a little bit. Yeah. We have the same birthday, which is really weird. Yeah, David and I are both October 5th.
Oh my God, it's my dad's birthday.
Bruh, I never knew anybody that had the same birthday as me, and I was
I think all my best friends, I think it's both birthdays.
Did you used to go to his birthday?
Yeah.
wow.
Actually, my grandpa's. I think my dad's is the 7th.
I had the same experience with David, except I got 2 separate kind of callbacks from like, I got the New Mexico Festman one, which was at New Mexico State University, and then I had another one in the international event. I think it was, no, it wasn't international. I think the first one was in Santa Fe, at the Santa Fe University of Art and Design, who fucked me over, by the way, on scholarship. Which, first of all, college was not good to me the first 2 years, maybe first year. But anyways, David and Dr. T called me back for New Mexico State, and I was intrigued. to, our Adams State, sorry. I was intrigued of like what they were about and where was Alamosa, where is this place?
Yeah, that was my thing.
Yeah.
I went up with David, he's like, yeah, we're in Alamosa. I was like, the fuck is that?
Yeah, and I was like, where?
And I mean, it wasn't the biggest kind of like scholarship or even like biggest, scholarship or anything. And they messed up my first and last name.
Oh yeah.
When they emailed me, when they would email me, and I was making decisions, trying to go from high school to college, and I was just like, no, they don't know, they can't spell Christopher or Cates. I don't think that's it. And it was honestly, it wasn't like, I wasn't trying to be like, I guess big-headed in that decision. But
No, I get that though. If you misspell my name, you're like,
but
that's
I just didn't know. I just didn't know. I was a kid. I was 18, trying to make a decision in college, and I just didn't know how college really worked. Because I don't think anyone really knows how college really works.
I was so scared when I got here, and I was like, this is just like high school, but I live here.
So I just didn't know. So and then Santa Fe University of Art and Design gave me $50,000 in scholarships, and they shut down during rehearsal time when I was in Oklahoma in high school, and they shut down, and it was in April, and when you're a senior trying to go to college, all those scholarships, all the emails got sent is usually before May, or at least before like in February.
Yeah.
Right? But they shut down in April, and I already signed my letter on the 10th because it was a private school, and I was ready to go there, and they shut down, and then I'm like, fuck, I don't know where to go to school now. So I'm like, okay, I'll go to UNM, University of New Mexico in Albuquerque, and I'll go join their theater or film program there. And when I was meeting with like UNM counselors and trying to get my schedule, they said that I can't get a scholarship, any more scholarships except in say tuition than UNM, because I didn't take geometry in high school. And the reason why I didn't take geometry in high school or ever is because like that stereotype that like athletes have it better in high school, right? Everyone's like on their side and shit, right? It's fucking true. It's fucking awful. It's a fucking terrible environment to be around. It's fucking toxic. It's awful. And as someone who quit sports and went to theater, when I was playing football, my counselor at the time said, "Hey, if you pass this math class and then take this your junior and senior year, you don't gotta take geometry. You don't gotta do it. Your math credits will be great." And I was like, "Fine, cool." So I didn't take geometry. I went from in my school district was pre-algebra, algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2.
That's how ours
right? So I went from algebra 1 to algebra 2 and then take geometry between them. And it really showed in like my class in algebra 2 that I wasn't that good. I mean, I'm still not that great, but it was really bad then. And then, yeah, so that's why I couldn't get into UNM, because my counselor told me I didn't need that class, but UNM said, no, you gotta have that class. I'm from New Mexico. So yeah, then I just decided to go to the community college, which is great. Great decision. It's fucking cheap. It was a lot cheaper.
Got your,
I did 4 shows there that are really nice and a lot of fun to do.
what's the degree called?
Associates. I got my associates.
Yeah.
So I got my associates in liberal arts, and then I transferred here. It was really easy for me to transfer. So yeah, thanks to you.
And then I just rescheduled it like a couple months later, and then I got hella sick.
What?
And I couldn't go. So I missed 3 auditions at UNC because of just like things out of my control. Yeah. Because I got sick, and then I wasn't going to miss the final circle at my high school. So I ended up never auditioning for them again after FezCon. And then the intersect is that we all came to the same scholarship day. So that's how I ended up coming to the scholarship day. Because when you get a call back from out of state and state FezCon,
Yeah.
I'm so bad at people. Like, I barely remembered Chris for scholarship day, and I barely remember you guys. I feel so
I
bad.
had scholarship day with Jamie. I
Really?
think Taylor too. Yeah.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
because
Is
y'all
there a
were
freshman?
auditioning from at state as well, right?
Well, Jamie,
Oh.
Jamie,
It was like
Taylor.
I get a call back from them, and that was like an invitation to scholarship.
Okay,
I
do you want me to tell my branch and then you can tell
Jamie,
yours?
Taylor. We can go
I
on.
remember that.
Yeah, we'll just go this way.
It's
and then-
another person.
Because the callback for out of state at State FezCon is, hey,
Come
this
to
is us accepting you to the theater program. We're not going to offer you money until you come audition with us.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, if you want to come, you're in. Please, out of state. If they call you back at State FezCon, that's an invitation to scholarship day.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
you started in like high school, okay.
I started theater in middle school. So yeah.
Well, you told your story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Stories.
So I like did acting in middle school. That's really all I did in middle school, is just like kind of acted and just got basically into theater a little more, because I did like a few acting classes. And then in high school I started like doing technical design. Shush.
I'm having Vietnam flashbacks to fucking middle school theater.
Oh my
I did
god,
Annie.
don't even get me
I know, I
started.
can't, like, no, we're not
yeah.
gonna do
It was Annie and it was horrible. It's the worst memory I have. Showed up fucking
that. Alright.
We cut you off like always.
Yep. So yeah, in high school I started actually doing like the tech side of things. Like I still acted like in classes and stuff, but it was more like the major shows I started doing tech. And I was like, oh, I kind of like the technical side more than anything. And so I'm in the middle, but if I do acting, it's just there. I'll do it, but like, yeah. And then, so I was like, I don't know what I want to do, but something with like tech and like directing or like a mix of everything, kind of. So, and then of course I went to FezCon as well and did the college audition.
We must have been in different rooms, which is kind of surprising.
What time was your? I don't even know.
Mine was at like.
Mine was at like 10.
Oh, yours was earlier than mine. I think mine was at like noon.
I didn't do it either, and then that's one of my like. They were like, join ITS, and I was like, I don't need that.
I got a call back because Dr. T was impressed that I knew how to do a monologue from Cherry Orchard. Was why I got called back. Because I did a monologue from the Cherry Orchard, and he was just really impressed that someone as young as I was understood it and did it well enough
Yeah.
that he was like, yo, fuck the
That's
monologue
nice.
from Death of a Salesman, which was the better of the two, by the way. But yeah, Dr. T was impressed that I could actually do Chekhov and understand it.
You okay?
She hasn't competed in one acts.
No, we.
Not New York State.
Yeah, my school.
Yeah, so then I got a call back as well from Adam State. And I never heard of Adam State.
Nor did
I call back.
I.
And I basically talked with Dr. T for like an hour about like,
Bro, Dr. T wasn't there.
okay, it's my story.
That's sad.
He was like, David was like, Dr. T will be back in like 30 minutes. I was like, bro, we leave in 45. I got like 4 other places to go after this. And so I talked to David for a little bit, and I was like, okay, I'll meet the other ones later.
So yeah, I like talked about like what like the whole goal that he likes to do like within the department here and all of that, and I was like, okay. And then he gave me the scholarship form. I was like, come, and then I came and
then that is where we
yeah,
like,
that's
made
where
talk,
my
and
grand.
then it crosses here.
Alright, my story was, as I had said before, I had done theater ever since I was in like kindergarten and whatnot. High school, sophomore, junior year, my family's going on a Colorado college tour to try to choose where I want to go, because I'd always thought UNC would be the best option for me because it's a theater program, but
You're from Colorado.
yeah,
Yeah, we're all from the Denver area.
that too. But I'd always thought that would be the best college to go to, because I hadn't really thought of anywhere else. I hadn't really been anywhere else that had shown me otherwise. And because UNC's huge reputation, I had always thought of that. The
As
very-
one does.
Yeah.
It's like kind of what like everybody thinks. You think theater in Colorado, and you think UNC,
Mhm.
which is not
Which shouldn't be.
fun.
Yeah. But the very first college I came to was Adams State, and I actually had Bex as my tour guide. Best friend to these two.
And Rumi.
And roommate.
Yeah.
And it was just me and one other kid for sports, but he left like halfway through the tour for a baseball like scholarship
Okay.
talk or something like that.
So it was literally just you and
Yeah,
Dax.
my family and Bex.
Nice.
And she was like, well, the call list just came out, so we can go inside the theater building, which on a tour shouldn't happen. Pre-virus here, pre that. So I was one of the lucky cases where I actually got to come into the theater building.
Just on a tour, not even on a like a scholarship.
Not even on like
Yeah.
a theater specific tour. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just got to see everyone. Dr. T was in, and he saw Bex, and was like, oh, you saw the cast list, and then she's like, yeah, here's our person that's interested in theater. And he and I talked for like 30 minutes, just like about theater, what I was interested in. And kind of just Bex and Dr. T on that very first day kind of intrigued me into Adams State even more. And the years I went to a couple shows afterwards, and then I didn't do a college audition and scholarship at NextCon. I just got the little postcard in the mail from Dr. T saying to come check out Scholarship Day, and that's how I met these two too.
Yeah.
And Olivia.
Yeah.
Were you guys friends from like scholarship days? You get each other's like.
Not surprisingly,
No.
no.
We were
So,
awkward.
Scholarship day for us was mega awkward.
Yeah.
The only 2 people that spoke to each other at all were Amberly and Olivia. And I
And
took,
and then we never talked
you
again.
told me like one joke, and I shyly laughed at it.
Yeah.
And I just completely glossed over it.
Remember?
We never talked to
When
each
you were
other.
like right there.
The
you were right there.
seating was
Yeah,
set
I
up
almost
a
ran
little
into a wall.
Oh my god,
I-
are ball?
Yeah.
bit. Like ball, yeah.
And we all got hurt.
Brandon Billings was our tour guide.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we all met and then ended up coming. Olivia heard about Adams State. She also didn't audition at DesCon. She heard about it through.
Her brother went here, right?
Yeah, and no, their theater teacher in high school went here and got a theater education degree from here. So him and Dr. T talked for like the whole time, and none of us got a chance to talk to Dr. T.
Yeah.
Which was a little annoying, but
It was so funny.
yeah. Also, weird thing. My dad and I had a theater teacher for most of high school named Mr. Brooks, and literally when we walked in, the first person who greeted us when my dad and I got here was George, and he looks strikingly similar
Oh really?
to Mr. Brooks. Yeah, like it was weird. My dad and I were both like, Brooks? Anyway, he's literally just a slightly shorter, slightly stockier version of my high school theater teacher. It's so weird. And it whacked me out, and then I was like, and even like temperament-wise, they're both like really excitable, kind of awkward dudes. And I was like, this is so weird. Like, this is so weird. And it still kind of is to me, that
Yeah.
George reminds me so much of Mr. Brooks. But I love Mr. Brooks. Him and I were tight, which is sick. But yeah, and here we are. And then we didn't actually even start talking until like beginning acting.
So,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, and now we have a YouTube channel. Half a year later, we started a fucking YouTube channel.
We're like, we really trust these people.
Yeah, ambitious. Let's go. I love it.
Yeah.
We're friends now.
I can talk about how I came to your, and I'll talk really fast about it. So
Yeah,
if you want to go into another question, but.
We don't
And this hasn't, we haven't even been doing questions. We've just kind of been chatting.
We
Yeah,
just wanted to do the chat.
Oh, nice.
we're trying a new strategy with them, so it's just kind of a laid back, deep talk session.
So I am from St. Louis, Missouri. Classic Weinberger. Being from St. Louis,
Possible.
yeah, it is.
Thanks.
And I knew, when my friends were like picking colleges and stuff, I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to college in Missouri. That is not an option. I will not be going to Mizzou. I will not be going to SEMO. Fuck that and that hillbilly ass shit. I was not allowed to deal with that. No, and the non-existent theater programs, there's no way. I was also literally one of maybe 2 people in my whole theater department, seniors, that did theater in college.
I'm the only
And-
graduating senior from my senior class that did
I
that did
had no
theater.
respect in my theater department because I was captain of the improv team. But I didn't really do, I wasn't an ITS, I didn't do a lot of stuff for the shows, I did tech and I was in the senior 1 acts and I was in a musical or 2, but I wasn't actively in, and I wasn't in
No respect.
I wasn't in
made.
the theater club, and so no one respected me in theater, and then we're going around the circle and saying what we're gonna do in college, all the seniors graduate, I'm gonna go major in theater at Adams State University. Everyone's like, what? Why are you gonna go do theater? And I was like, you don't even know. But I was like, I want to go to Colorado because I love the mountains and I have been here. I did a performing arts camp here called Perry Mansfield in Steamboat Springs when I was I was 14. I was 14 when I did that. And so I had been to Colorado before and I really, really loved it and I needed to be near the mountains and also really wanted to be where I could get a medical marijuana card. I still haven't got my medical marijuana card and turning 21 in a month, so it's it doesn't even matter.
Not even anymore.
But that was my plan, was to move here and get a medical card when I was 18, But the schools I was looking at were UCCS and Adams State.
I had a lot of friends that went to UCCS.
Yeah,
None of them for theater. Mostly
Yeah.
engineering, which
Well,
is great.
the thing is that I went and I toured UCCS. Well, I came to Colorado with my mom and my 2 best friends on my college tour, and we drove here from Missouri. And we were going to Adams State and UCCS, and we were going to Adams State because my mom found the college online, and she was looking at Colorado universities, and on the front page it's diversity begins here or whatever it says, and diversity is here. And my mom was like, "You love that? That's so nice." And I was like, "I do love that." And then we went to UCCS first, and everyone's white, and everyone's straight. And I was like, this sucks. Everyone does sports, and they're all white. And I was like, I don't want this. And I was on the tour for the campus, I was no. Okay, I should rephrase that.
That's how it is.
Straight dicks, okay? And so basically, I'm on the campus tour for UCCS, right? And I'm are we gonna see, we go to the rec center and all these things, and I'm they have sick ass fucking rec center and a pool and shit. It's millions and millions of dollars, and I'm are we gonna go to the theater on the tour? And they were like, oh yeah, no, our theater is across town. It's not on campus.
Yeah.
You have to take a city bus to get there.
Bro, fuck.
And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, there's no shuttle bus that goes there either. You have to take the city bus. I'm not gonna go to a college where they don't even care about their theater program. It's all the way across the fucking city. There's no way.
Yeah,
And then,
UNM's was like that.
oh really?
Yeah, UNM's theater program is the oldest building, has a phone booth inside the
That's so
building.
sad.
Sick.
Which is kind of, yeah, it's
That's
kind
actually
of cool. But just to give you guys an image.
A period.
Yeah, yeah, I have to take a city bus.
Wait a second, too.
But it was across the street from campus, it was right next to Frontier Central.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then we left UCCS, and I was like, haha, no. My mom was like, I thought so. And then me and my best friends and my mom were all like, God, I hope hope I like out of state because it's the only other college I applied to.
I only applied to 3.
Yeah, I only applied to UCCS and Adams State, and I did get into UCCS, but not a very big scholarship.
I didn't even get a
and then-
great scholarship to come here. I just liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Well, when I came and visited Adams State, I visited Adams State on Diversity Day.
Mm.
I never came to Scholarship Day, and I lived in Missouri. Scholarship Day was 3 weeks later. I was like, Dr. G, I can't come out in 3 weeks for Scholarship Day. And he was like,
Have
no
to just
biggie,
stay.
send me a vid. Send me a vid
Send
of
me
your
a vid.
monologues. And then, of course, like, oh wait, first I want to say that when I came here for Diversity Day, we were sitting on the lawn in front of Richardson. And do you guys know Vince? You never met Vince, did you? No. So Vince was a senior, not last year, but I think 2 years ago. And he was our student president. A beautiful, beautiful person. And he goes out there and he's like ready to give the tour and to like greet everyone. And he's like, hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to Adams State University. It was like 2018, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he just said that in front of 40 people. I'm going to this college.
Then and there.
Yeah, and then like after that was really fun. I did like a stage fighting class with Alexis, who was the teacher before Drew.
Mm.
So it was like Alexis, Drew, George, and she was really cool. And then what was the other thing I was going to talk about?
I don't know.
I don't know. I was like, I need to go back and talk about when I first met. Oh, that I couldn't come back for scholarship day. So Dr. T was like, okay, send me videos, and I was like, I got you, and I was like, this is definitely the college I want to go to. And then I go back home, right, and me, awful procrastinator, awful irresponsibility, ignored Dr. T's emails for months. Did not send a monologue video until July, going to college in August. And because I was from St. Louis, and Dr. T was so excited to grab someone from all the way across the country, he just threw money at me. I don't even think I sent videos. I think I did, but they were bad, maybe.
Dr. Two was like, fuck it.
No, he was. He was like, we have like extra money left. Like, please come to our school. And I was like, I was planning on it. And then now, like, every time there's a scholarship day or a diversity day, I'm like, show money. He's like, Gwen's here all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. He like loves talking about that.
He was really excited about that at scholarship.
Yeah, every single scholarship day since I've been here, he like brags to all the kids. He's like, we have a student all the way from the Midwest. And it's because it's just a small school, so normally it's like Colorado, New Mexico.
Yeah.
A decent amount of people from Texas, which is whack. There's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a really
definitely.
good amount of people from Texas here.
Yeah, Star's from Texas. Star also sending monologue videos because she didn't get the scholarship.
Mm.
Fun. God, I'm bad at telling stories.
Thank you so much for having the bottom of the barrel have me and Gwen on the show today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring that damn bell, and thank you for watching.
And on that note,